Hi guys, feeling here back with more Yakuza Like a Dragon. Currently listening to the live feed update for Big Brother. We're also just continue on here with Yakuza Like a Dragon. Hopefully get towards the end of the game at this point. Should be pretty close. This is chapter 14. We might need to grind sometime soon, but we'll see. Up here. But people are, but yeah, I mean, I don't have much going on until around 4 o'clock or so today, so
leaving things wide open for people to pick it back up and start running with it, and it's really exciting.
So,
all right,
yeah,
so
I mean, we
Vic
should
is going to talk with Austin a little bit about,
make a lot of progress.
Go over some of the things she wants to say.
Oh, are we fighting Kiru?
I did just want to say before this Vic conversation with Austin, Kyle and Ro were talking with Austin and Brayden outside, and it was basically like generalized friendship chit-chat, except the nugget of information comes out that the night before, Jed had like slept in Austin's bed with her, and he's like trying to cuddle with her at night, and Austin is like hard no. She's like hard, and I think that Jed obviously like thinks Austin is beautiful because he has eyes and she's, you know, stunning, and Jed is into her, but I don't think he's like, you know, obsessively like wants to be with her, but he's just sort of like, well, Beth is no longer an option for me, so maybe Austin will be, and he's like, maybe I can
yeah, I'm not much to update on, honestly. I just got up, I got super fucking late today. Again, like, I didn't get to sleep until 4 o'clock, so I woke up at 10, and then, yeah, I kind of wasted some time. It's already 11:43 right now.
It's just really funny, and honestly, it makes me appreciate Austin a lot more.
I mean, there's nothing sexier than just being fast asleep, taking up most of the bed, right? That's the best.
Like having like your spider arm like halfway on the other person's side, and also I do appreciate Austin. I know that obviously there's a lot of criticism on Austin's gameplay, but I do feel like she's found her footing a bit this week because she is really ingrained in a group. Both Austin and Brayden, I think, have been doing a really good job. And I identify a lot with who Austin is hanging out with because she's hanging out with Brayden,
still doing pretty okay.
Obviously so fun and amazing.
It's gaining traction from the Dreamcasting video. It is still losing a little pace in the What If video, but again, the What If video had a really good Monday and Tuesday. So not surprising that that's the case. Looks like views as a whole though are stabilizing, with really the only winners that were video being doing above 100 views a day.
Playing a game, please leave me alone.
Yeah, I mean, talking about another person whose stock has gone up here.
Though interestingly, my recasting Game Changers video did pick up views. Obviously, this Winners at War video being kind of a sequel to it.
That passive style of gameplay that we were criticizing last week. Where, and granted,
so we got the Kiru fight here. We might have to grind. We'll see. But I'm not feeling great about this.
For the incompetence of her
I did not think we would get to the Kiru fight already. Like, I knew this was coming. I just thought it was in chapter 15.
Just like pencil her in for the final 5. Like she is golden right now.
And she is. She's the perfect person.
We're just gonna do all the
to have in your alliance like this, because she can't fake
actually,
it.
we'll
if I was in an alliance with Austin, I would be like, perfect. Like, I'm gonna get some of the people on the other side to like me enough to not put me up, because Austin is never gonna be able to do that. Because basically, Beth, Ty, people walk into a room and she's silent. She says nothing. She like can't. Like Brayden is like trying to make it not awkward, and Austin is just over it, arms crossed, wants nothing to do with these people.
Yeah, actually now he's like, well, I can't use the sword because that's Kiru in it.
You're trying to make sure that your side stays strong.
Oh fuck, that did like nothing.
My girl, like, she's never gonna leave me, you know. Kyle and Ro have to be like, great, Austin's with us forever, you know.
Yeah, she's stuck with us. She doesn't have any other relationships. She has no choice. Yeah, but even Brayden has pointed that out. Like, Yeah, Austin can't hide it at all. Like, Beth comes in and she just, like, stares at her with, like, a death ray.
Braden's doing really good.
Braden's strength was, Braden very similar to Austin in that he was playing way too passively.
Kid gets to go again.
Braden, probably even better than Austin, has a better social game and can create relationships with the other side, which I actually think is more to his benefit.
We could have gone away for
That's the
200
sort of,
like,
those are the sorts of relationships that somebody will need in the end game, and similar to Austin, pencil him in for, Final 5, Final 6, where, those relationships could come in handy. So, it's not the most exciting gameplay in the world, but
just use this one.
With the divided house, these are the players that will likely rise to the top, and that's what Ty and Beth are very frustrated with right now. They're like, oh, these floaters are gonna make it to the end. And I'm like, am I watching Big Brother All Stars right now? Like, I feel like this is such a throwback season.
Oh my gosh, yes. And with the pairs too. I didn't even think about it in that way.
But how much damage does he do? Okay, that's a decent amount of damage. He goes next off. We're gonna have to heal.
We just need Kyle as Kaser and I guess Ty as Dr. Will to come together and make a
Dr. Will, Ty is not.
What? He gets 2 attacks in a row?
Kyle a Kaser. I'm just saying we need the leaders of the alliance to come together and make a deal.
Sure.
Fuck, there's like...
never...
No, they're not.
I mean, we can talk about it.
They talked about it just before the update started. Ty was like, the only play is to, or I think it was Beth, like the only play is to go to Kyle and Roe and be like, hey, let's take out the floaters. And Ty was like, yeah, the problem is no one's dumb enough to do that. Nobody's gonna waste their HOH on a floater. Like, we're just gonna want to take a shot at each other first. And it's like, yeah, that's the problem with the divided house. And unfortunately, Kaser did buy into that deal, and then he got got.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll use this.
What are you gonna do?
That's why we love Big Brother All Stars, right?
So Casca goes next.
Alright, so,
what attacks do we have with her? I actually don't even know anymore.
It's not just practicing with Austin, but with the rest of the oddballs as well, but this particular conversation is going over what she wants to say. I'm not going to spoil it, because we're going to go over it when it happens.
Okay.
It's an hour-long conversation at first,
That's
and then
great.
it happens again.
She also mentions in this conversation that she has a final 3 with Braden and Austin. Victoria does. And they call themselves the Glossy Flossy, which I think is fun. For people like me.
Better than the dolls? What dolls or Glossy Flossy?
He goes next again? Okay, we're going to heal Casca then.
You can say it with a fun tone in your voice. But Glossy Flossy is still up the same vibe. And I appreciate it. I can't help it, okay? I love Victoria, Braden, and Austin. They seem like such fun to be around.
I guess the question becomes, with Victoria as a potential boot next week, will Glossy Flossy go down the same way as the dolls? And in week 5, are we going to see Austin as HOH and Braden and then having conversations about how they were never really that close to Victoria?
Oh, fuck off. Okay.
I think you might be on something, Karen.
Alright, so they say that after this week it'll be them versus Ty, Jed, Kiefer, and Beth. But maybe they can work with Beth. Austin doesn't like Beth, but she could try to work with her, which we will see how that goes. But they don't trust her at all. They think that she's a liar, and all that. And this is also going to change later today. But just worth noting that
he's going down. Okay, we need
some sort of notion that they could maybe work with Beth prior to them like fully realizing that Beth is on the other side.
Beth is really heavy-handed. Like, I think maybe that's what I was trying to, suss out last week when I was watching the feeds. I just think that she's, has no subtlety, which is what makes it messy.
Oh, sweetie, this is why you're the best. I'm so with you right now.
Oh, you are?
Yes. Final two, because I just want to support you in your statement here.
Thanks, Beth. That's so nice of you.
Yeah.
What information do you have for me? What do you think of this? What do you think of this person? What do you think of Melissa?
Well, I heard that Melissa doesn't like you, and yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Okay. Will he get through next attack too? Dang it.
She's now that people are onto her,
okay,
like
thank you.
her thing doesn't
we're
work,
gonna
and
need to use something on her. Yeah, let's just use a toughness easy at this point.
Ouch!
Nope, game. Fucking hit. Okay. Pick Cosplay, piece of shit.
Hey, some of us are Beth shareholders, okay?
Fuck off. There we go.
Some of us have faith.
She needs to pivot. She needs to change her tactic because, if doing what she's doing now,
that really does nothing.
Nobody's ever gonna believe a word she says anymore.
Is Beth an inflexible player?
I don't know that I said that, but I think.
No, I said that.
Oh, okay.
I said that.
I see. Yes.
Okay, who goes next?
I think that she needs to just be like, look, yes, I am in a showman's with Ty. I am with these people, and now let's work from there, right? Okay.
He goes next again?
Beth is going to talk with
I love how
Austin,
he looks like
by the way.
pretty much fucking dead.
Austin says that she's wondering like what's going to happen with the replacement knob. She's trying to figure out what she wants to do with it. And Beth says that, well, obviously Jed's going to take Toya down. And Vic goes, well.
Like, we need 2 of our turns in a row. Okay, thank you.
And Beth's head explodes. You see her heart drop into her butt, and she's like, whoa, you're scaring me, Vic. And Vic's like, yeah. And Beth is like,
how should we approach this?
You're such a badass. Like it's not me,
I think
right?
we might try
and Vic's
this.
like, oh no, and Beth is like,
no,
yeah,
actually, I should have
thought
done
it
the other
was,
one.
you know,
I'm an idiot. Yeah, that was not the right move.
to think that it was me, because obviously we're so good that if I was worried, it would be so sketchy.
No, 300. Oh, did we use all 300s? Shit.
Yeah.
So it's so good.
And she is going to run to Jed and be like, so.
Oh, we have 50 of these. That's good.
I think that Victoria's on a bit of a power trip. She just told me that she'll see what you want to do with the veto after she's done talking to you. And Jed is like, oh jeez. And so he goes into the HOH room to be like, hey, can we talk?
I feel pretty good
like,
though about this fight.
Can you,
it's gonna take a while, but I feel pretty good overall
though. Can Ty talk with us as well? So he goes and he grabs Ty's like, this is not good.
Okay.
You know, Ty and Jed are they're such a fun duo to me because one, they are good guys. Like, you can see it after everything goes wrong for them yesterday. Like,
honestly, the conversation I'm about to recap, patience of saints.
And very nice. They don't say anything like upsetting about anybody. Like, they are clearly very good guys. And that's why it's so fun to sort of watch them try and navigate, because it's like, like Ty especially, I think, is much more like meek, and I mean, not meek is not the right word. Much more.
Oh, what?
Like, he's easier to get along with. I think like Jed is a bit more prickly.
Kasuga goes next. Okay, so I think
willing to like
do this.
Stand his ground a little bit more.
I wish we had a thing that.
Really nice guys, and I just want to say that before we go into all of this conversation. I was really impressed, and I was like, these guys are like sweethearts.
Yeah, let's use a ZZ.
Yeah, I mean, this is a conversation that in most Big Brother houses with most Big Brother casts would have been a big argument. And to be fair, it becomes one later, but then the beats cut for it. But this okay. Jed and Ty go into the HOH room, and Vic she says, all right.
He goes again
and
after
this is the thing
things.
too, where like I've talked about this before, and this is what I really like about Vic, is that she's always like very chipper. She's always got a smile on her face, and so she's like, this is not going to be a good conversation, guys.
Can you imagine walking into a conversation where the person in power is like, you're not gonna like at all what I have to say?
Yeah.
She's so amazing.
So she says, look,
fuck off. Let me go to the fucking... There we go.
I made a speech, and I want to stick to that speech. I want Toya on the block because Toya flips. That's what she does. She likes to flip. And I said that this would happen, but I need to make sure that, that Toya doesn't flip this move. And so, you know, I know that I wanted to do something.
Well, actually, we might as well fucking use. I wanted to, you know, come up with a cool plan and make a big move. But then I'm where the fuck is
hearing that you know, you guys have said that
might as well use one of the stamina
competitions, and like I'm smart, and I knew my nominations right away, and so now I feel
let's
like
do
I
this.
this massive target on my back, and I feel like I can't make a big move anymore. And the one thing that I said with Cannon,
the question is, what move do we do here?
Flip on my HOH, so there's one person that Toya won't flip on.
I think we'll keep, like, the question is right now, like, do we switch out for Namba? Like, this is the thing that I know about Kiru boss battle. I forgot about that. He doesn't tackle women. So it actually would be better if we keep her on the field, I feel like, because she's at least a guaranteed turn that we can use to heal people. Well, with Namba's like an easy one-hit kill if Kiru gets 2 back-to-back turns. So, like, we could revive Namba and switch him out, but it's like, and he does do more damage at the opportunities that we get to actually attack, but it's like, I feel like we're not going to get that opportunity that often.
And here's the thing,
He lied in front of her face.
in front of my face, guys. And here's the thing, if I do put Ty up, I'm worried that you would get
why would I do? Oh, boosting allies.
I don't want to have to do that because I don't want
that might actually be useful.
Ty to get voted out.
Well, actually, you know what?
And
that's what we'll do.
Right away,
we will go
like,
ahead and give
the vote to flip.
him a turn.
So I'll have to put up Ty, and I think the vote will flip against Ty, but I have to put up Ty.
Yeah, we're just gonna use her for support, I think.
And right away, there's gonna be a lot of questions from Ty and Jed about this.
Because, I mean, look, this is what I'm gonna say about all of this. Victoria is the moment
still not
she
2
is
back-to-back
Big
turns.
Brother.
Okay, we'll give
one of the most amazing conversations I've ever gotten to
200.
witness on the feeds. She is amazing. I love her so much. This is all wrong. She handled this perhaps in one of the worst ways possible. She's making the right move, and yet she's doing everything wrong while making the right move. But I don't really care. I'm just so happy.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident about this fight. Like, unless like something drastically changes where you can instantly one-hit kill us, I feel pretty confident about this.
To Victoria, I love you. Please stick around more than next week because it looks like you might be heading out the door here soon.
Where is it?
But so fun.
I mean, here's the thing, I think that people often, you know, attach these two things together. But like, if I criticize somebody's game, that's not me saying I don't like it or saying that it's bad in any way. If I praise somebody's game, that's not me saying that I like them or what they're doing necessarily. They're completely separate things. This is the most ridiculous conversation I have heard on the feeds in memory. I can't vividly remember a conversation that is this utterly ridiculous and full of insane concepts and logic.
And that's the thing.
Okay, he's going next. So yeah, we need it.
I had
shit,
so many things to do yesterday. I was in the middle of changing my graphics card on the computer, and I had both computers wide open. Cats were running all over the place? ACAT.
Oh, yeah.
And I was sitting there on my computer for an hour watching this train derail constantly and explode all over the place. Like, I just couldn't tear my eyes away.
I had a friend over yesterday.
East style was, oh,
brunch.
okay.
And in the middle of brunch, I got up from the brunch table and said, I'm so sorry, I have to go to my room and watch something. And sat and watched for an hour this conversation with Victoria. Because it was so good. Because Ty and Jed are like, okay, well, let's talk about this because you're making no sense.
I think we're just going to use a turn on Yakuza.
But Victoria is lying and has no logic to
and
what
we'll see how this
saying.
goes.
So they're just going round and round and round. And this is why it's an hour-long conversation because they're desperately trying to get somewhere with her. But she's lying to them, so every point that they're making
perfect. Okay,
is
let's
not
go
going
and
to
use
get
this.
anywhere with her because it has nothing to do with why she's actually doing it.
And then
part
we'll
of the
use
thing
him to
too
heal.
that I feel like we sort of confirm a bit later in the day is that I think she also actually, like, part of her is lying, part of her is genuinely using this logic.
Okay.
Like, and it's like,
oh, what the fuck?
And that makes it even more confusing.
Okay, well, shit. Let's use
This is something that while I was watching, I was like, oh, she's really hurt. Last week, when she went
toughness.
I remember you talking about it in the update and being like, I can't tell if she's serious. I don't really know.
Oh, actually, we can get away with this.
Toya was like, I want an alliance with you, Ty and Jed. I want it to be named this. I think we should do this. She brings it up like every 5 minutes in her conversations with them. And I think she's genuinely really hurt that they didn't want to work with her. I think that she's completely...
It's funny, when I saw Kiru attack, I was like, wait, we're attacking? Whereas, oh shit, we're not playing as Kiru.
Because they do
I think next time we get a turn with Seiko that we can actually do something with, we will give Han more XP. Or MP.
She's making all of the right moves and all of the wrong
I keep on fucking losing...
It's so good.
Where is it? There we go.
Yeah, so Jed and Ty are like, okay, I don't understand. And Jed is doing most of the talking here. So when I refer to Jed and Ty, it's mostly Jed, but Ty will sometimes talk as well.
And Ty, I'm sorry, I just had to say it. Don't forget to say that Ty has these big old saucer eyes. He's just sort of like, what?
Yeah, like, okay, what if Toya promises?
We still have a few more turns of this. We have 2 more turns. So.
Toya flips. That's what she does. She'll promise me the vote, and then 20 minutes before the eviction, she'll be like, we're flipping. And they're like, but don't you realize that if you want Kiefer out, and Toya's on the block next to Kiefer, Kyle and Ro and them are just going to vote out Toya.
Losing? I'm an idiot.
No,
there we go.
No, they promised me their votes. So obviously they're gonna stick with Tina and Toya. Tina and Tara. They promised me. I've got them in my pocket.
That was bad.
Austin and Brayden will do what I say. They promised, and Kyle and Ro, they promised too. And Kyle brought me the biggest piece of information in this game so far, and so I really respect him for that. So I really think that
let's just go ahead and
that they are gonna
let's just go ahead and use this.
And Jed and Ty are just like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, what do promises mean to you? Because you promised us a lot of stuff prior to this. What makes you think that they're going to keep the stronger competitor?
She's gonna be next.
That they hate,
interesting.
But
we still need to.
said yesterday,
yeah, we still need to use this.
I'm gonna take you out the first chance I get. What makes you think they will do what you say?
I'm sorry. This is Big Brother. I'm sorry. It's Big Brother. Also, you can thank Toya for that.
We're gonna give
sorry.
him a
If you think about it, it's really Toya's fault. She says, just gaslighting extraordinaire, Victoria. Like, there's so much, like, this is really your fault. I'm not even, like, think about it. You are the one that caused this. You are the one that is getting all of this wrong. It's to a ridiculous degree.
And she sticks with it because this is the thing. I feel like, and this is maybe in the later conversation is when I would have just dropped it and been like, okay, it's war then. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not changing my mind. But like, I didn't have the stamina to do what she did. She like lied to their faces.
Oh, I did
like
not use the right one.
Straight yesterday.
I'm a fucking idiot. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, that one. It should be fine, I think.
I have not seen somebody put this much effort into like trying to gaslight somebody and avoid blame since Paul cried to Alex in Big Brother 19. Like this was massive Paul vibes for me. Except Paul, and I do believe Paul also kind of believed it, but like it was still very like intentional with Paul.
Okay.
Whereas this is just so messy, and it's just all over the place. So they okay. What about the promises? What about the promises that you made to us? She said, well, I would have stuck with them, but like I said, I feel like things have changed, and now I'm a big target, and that's because Ty, you said that I was good at comms, and that I was smart.
And I know you said it in a nice way.
Yeah, I know you didn't mean anything bad by it.
Wait, actually, why am I doing this?
So
everyone's injured slightly, so
it's
just useless.
I'm sorry, it's your fault.
And Jen says, you do realize that you're compromising my game right now. And she says, you can thank LaToya for that. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. And she's like, but I want to work with you guys. Here, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
This is when it started to go off the rails, and I was like, Victoria, shh, we've done enough.
But this is what, like, this is in Victoria's mind. She is thinking I have an ironclad explanation for why I'm screwing these people over, and I'm gonna trick them into working with me next week. And so she's like, let me tell you a story about me and somebody I'm gonna call Player A.
I forgot about this.
Okay,
Me and Player A, back in the early days of the season, really wanted to work with you and Ty. But Player A and I felt like you picked Toya over us. And so, Toya just took you down this bad path. And I think she's telling the truth.
Yeah, me too.
Toya took you down this bad path.
Okay, that's what I thought was going to happen.
And now, once
I was like 100% he's going to go into
we can
Dragon
all come
style.
together and be in an alliance together.
I mean, we might as well attack, right?
They're just like, Player A is bad.
Unless we want to...
Yeah.
Okay, no, let's go and...
And she says, oh, also Player A is another option to go up as the replacement nominee, just so you know. Not just Ty. I'm not only considering Ty. I'm also considering Beth.
Yes. So like, okay, so what you're saying is you want to put Ty on the block.
Okay.
And then
do we
you
have a
want to
thing
work
that
with us next
debuffs
week?
people?
It's like, yes.
Yeah, it might not even work because, like, typically that doesn't work.
And like I said, we should have never gotten to this. Because this makes everything she was already saying that was nonsensical make even less sense.
Okay.
Like, Jen is like, you do realize that then you're threatening 3 people in your alliance and strong-arming the 4th that you seemingly want to create. Like, you do realize that's your behavior right now with people you're saying you want to be in an alliance
with. It's not bad.
And she's like,
I
blame Toya for that. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's like, and they're like, okay, well, why do you want? If you want to work with us, then let's make it. Let's make that happen, and we'll agree to vote Kiefer out. And she's like, no, I don't trust Toya. Like, if you don't trust Toya, why do you want to work with her? And she's like, I just need this.
Yeah, let's just give him 300. At this point, I feel like we're just going to use the, like, even if it's like on the lower end, 200 or 300, like it's like 240 health they need. I feel like at this point we might as well just use a shark fish bun, or shark fin bun, because
we're in an alliance next week.
It's just easier to regain than like using one of those like 260 HP things.
You agree, right? That if Kyle wins next week, he's coming for us. He's putting 2 of us in this alliance. He's putting me, Toya, or like even you. If you're with us, right? Like he could, like he is a threat to us. And she's like, yes, absolutely. And it would be great if we could have gotten Kyle out this week.
Yeah, I mean, we still have, like, let's just do this with him.
Talking as the
we're gonna
HOH to the veto holder.
Yeah. I just need
Just too late.
And they're like, and no,
I feel pretty confident about this play.
Kiefer would not put us up.
Should be good.
You see that too, right? Like, Kyle is a threat to all of us. Kiefer is not a threat to any of us. Yeah, but I just need Kiefer gone because of that whole lie thing. So, like, okay. Well, I mean, did you tell Kiefer that he was the target? They know that she told Kiefer that he was not the target. It's like, yes, I did. Okay. And I mean, like, I was pretty soft with him, you know, I have like a soft spot in my heart. Yeah, so I don't know what he came away from that conversation with exactly, but yeah, I told him that he was my target.
And then at the end of the conversation, Victoria goes, I'm not a liar. Okay, I smoke too much weed for that. I can't keep it all straight in my brain.
Oh boy.
And that was when I was like, Victoria, you
I'm an idiot. Why didn't I use a stamina? I could use a stamina on Han. I'm a fucking
Big
idiot.
Brother Canada 9
But,
thus far.
it's really, I mean, like, last season we had Vanessa, right? This season we have Victoria.
Yeah.
So, they're like, I just, like, how do you want to work with us if you're threatening us? I'm not threatening anything. Okay. Why is it too late to take out
let's just use the
Kyle?
summon. I miscalculated there. But it should be fine, as long as he doesn't get too
like,
changed.
It's just going round and round, right?
Like, what do you mean he brought you the biggest information in the game? She's like, hey, guys, I hate to do this. I would love to get Kyle out. I would love to do something. I'm sorry for swearing on my pictures. But I would have been able to do this if you guys just hadn't said that I was a compies. So, and again, I know you didn't mean anything by it, but it happened. And
I did make a mistake there, though.
Brought us to where we are today. And they're like, okay, we agree to let's talk more about this later. Let's continue this conversation. Jed and Ty.
Boy, they do.
Jed and Ty leave, and Victoria
We're so close to finishing
stands up, and she's just like, best to ever play the game. Yeah.
She like kicks the camera. It is like, oh yeah.
Just as a precaution, I think we're about to win, but just to be safe, let's do this.
I mean, the last time I saw
I think this will win us. If not, we're like so close.
Was Victoria?
Damn it.
16.
No, don't you dare do that to our Big Brother Canada 9 queen. Don't you dare do that, Taryn. I will not accept it.
That was really for the jokes. I mean, obviously Raven was there too.
How dare you? On both of those. How dare you?
Best to ever play
Please give me 2 turns. Damn it.
How dare you, Taryn? I will not hear
You know, at this point, can we sacrifice Adachi? I don't want to risk it, though. It's like I really don't.
To compare her to the likes of Raven and Big Brother 16
Hey,
Victoria.
Raven was a puppet master.
Fine.
Okay.
I will half allow you that
Just
one.
increasing attack again, right?
But over my dead body, over my dead stopwatch dead body, will I allow you to compare her to Victoria from Big Brother 16.
Oh, man. All right. So,
fuck up.
There's this, I decided to spend a lot of time on that conversation. We're almost an hour in here.
Thank you.
Ty and Jed are going to inform people about the conversation that they had with Vic. Jed lets Ty know, look, there's no chance I'm using this veto. If there's any possibility that you're going up, I'm not going to use it at all. But hopefully we can have more conversations with her. Vic is also going to talk with Toya. Very similar conversation, a lot shorter. Toya does not stick around as long and ask as many questions.
Yeah, because Toya's like, this is clearly BS.
Yes.
And she gets up and walks away.
Alright,
This is the thing,
we're
like,
in the end game.
It's
He was level 57, though. I feel pretty confident.
Like,
in a final boss.
Of the season, Latoya is the main
well, then again,
character.
he was only a one-on-one
Like, these
competitor,
two
though. Like, if we're
people,
going up against, like, 5 people or something in the final boss, then, yeah, we're fucked. But, like, the final boss is level 60.
Like, we need them to stay in the house together.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening, but I don't.
I'm so sad.
Yeah. So, Toya's also going to talk with Jed, who's going to be like, look, sorry, you know, she's saying Ty's going to go up.
Okay.
And she's like, but do we really want, like, if Kiefer's still the target, maybe we should just use the veto anyway, to kind of, you know, make a statement. Like, hey, we're not going to just be controlled by what Vic wants.
Okay.
And he's like, I mean, I hear you.
Oh, this is like a Dragon Quest reference. I just realized that.
It's like, fair point.
Yeah. But it's not happening is the implication.
That's the point.
Yeah. I like that she's trying, though. So Tina and Tara, man, even in my notes, I sometimes put Tina and Toya. Tina and Tara are going to talk about how, like, okay, well, if this is happening, because they were informed about the conversation as well, they now know that the threat is Ty, which means that the veto is not going to be used, and that means that Toya is going to stay on the block, and that is not ideal for them. They would have liked to keep Toya, again, that's what they were talking about earlier, but they agree if the noms stay the same, they're going to have to send Toya home, you know, they're still willing to work with the rest of that group if the circumstances are right, aka they win HOH. But as of right now, they're kind of more with the oddballs because they're going to be voting with them.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long week. It's only Monday.
Things could change.
We got a couple of things.
Yeah, how have we still not gotten a fucking announcement for
like complaining about Tina and Tara and start
Rapid
talking to
Druids
them
DLC?
and working on them because she needs their votes.
Yep, exactly.
New 18 gig patch for Valhalla tomorrow. Thank God for that.
All right, let's all go and talk to Vic together.
Like, I really, like, the more and more time has passed since Valhalla, the more and more I just don't care anymore. Like, I'll play it, whatever, but I really don't even care.
Like, if I was
about the DLCs anymore. Like, I'm back in the mode of, like, I just don't care about Assassin's Creed anymore. Like, I still would like to do those, like, videos I talked about.
You can tell me what happened, because...
But,
so this is
yeah, just overall
Toya,
not
Jen, Ty,
really
Beth
excited
talking to
also.
Vic.
Yeah, and I think that, like, Beth went in there as, like, look at, you're gonna have 4 people against you if you do this. It was definitely, like, a sort of pressuring, you know, like a bit of, like, a threatening air to it. Obviously not, like, outwardly threatening. We're not talking about
I
anything
didn't pay
dark.
attention.
It's just, like,
Transmog is coming.
Kind of what
Thank
they
God
were
for
talking
that.
about, where they were like, do we reveal the alliance?
New skills.
Where they were like,
Why?
we need to show up in numbers to let her know that, like, you know, there is a
A new
group of
festival,
people
which
that you're
couldn't
pissing
do shit.
off by making this move.
I probably should be
And so
paying attention to the game
that
at
was
this
kind
point.
of the intention.
And so they go in, and they're like, hey, Vic, can we talk to you? And Austin and Brayden are in there, and Victoria's like, I don't want to talk. I already talked. I don't want to talk. And Austin and Brayden are like, we're gonna get out of here. And she's like, okay. So they all come in, and she comes in hot. Like, she's like, enough. All right, enough. This is what I'm doing. And she lays down the law, and everybody's sort of like, except Latoya, who's sitting there stone-faced, like, as stoic as possible, just like, okay, yeah. And
Okay, well, we can save it.
them
Alright, let's end
about
here.
30 seconds into the conversation.
Next
Ben's like, I shouldn't be
episode.
here. And Ty's
Let's
like, maybe
continue
I
on.
should
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah, it turns out I forgot to turn off my PS4 last night.
Because they are saying, you know,
So I was kind of worried that the
I trust
timer would be
you,
like completely fucked, but
that
now it
you
looks like
think
it's
that I
fine.
am a straight shooter.
Alright,
And
not that
so
it really
I don't know
matters,
why you're
honestly.
saying I would flip. They're starting to rat out Kyle and Rohan about,
Yeah, let's
like,
go ahead
Kiefer,
and,
saying that they're like, well,
do
Kyle
all
and
that.
Rohan
Let's
already went
switch
to
out
Kiefer and promised him
her
their vote. Like, but you're saying that you have the votes to
number.
get rid of Kiefer? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And Victoria has no comeback for it. And she goes, well, that's very disappointing to hear.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and
They're
save
like,
again.
yeah, because
Next episode, we will continue on. For now, thanks for watching.
And she's